Did I see LeBron James pouting all game long? Did I see the bad body language from LeBron? Absolutely. Did I see him not putting forth the defensive effort and getting back in transition? Did I see your best player, your franchise player, Luka Dončić, complaining after every single call? You damn right I did. But JJ, why don't they care?
The Lakers only have 11 losses this season. That might sound decent on the surface, but the reality of how they're failing is what's alarming. Every single defeat they suffered in December wasn't just a loss, it was a double-digit blowout.
But I will say one thing. Look at Luka right here. It's okay, Luka, to move your feet a little bit over and help out.
They have LeBron James and Luka Dončić, two of the most elite offensive engines in the history of the game. On paper, this is a roster that should be able to outgun any opponent on any given night. Yet there's a fundamental flaw beneath the surface. Despite their scoring potential, their offense simply cannot outpace a defense that is failing to get stops, and frankly, looks disinterested in even trying. To the casual observer, the Lakers seem solid. Luka's playing at a clear MVP pace, and before his injury, Austin Reaves was arguably performing at an all-star level. Even with their full rotation only being available for 2 games, they've managed to win nearly 2/3 of their matchups. The record seems respectable, and the highlight reels are spectacular, but the structural integrity of this team is in serious jeopardy. It was never a matter of if they would struggle, but when the collapse would begin. By December, the cracks became impossible to hide. Following a strong opening to the 2025-26 season, the final month of the year presented a harsh reality check. This wasn't a typical mid-season slump, it was the sound of a team potentially coming apart at the seams. Los Angeles finished December with a 5-7 record, losing 4 of their last 5 games. The alarming part wasn't just the tally of losses, but the margin of defeat. Every single loss that month was by double digits. They were outscored by a total of 94 points over that 12-game stretch, a collapse headlined by a humiliating 23-point blowout at the hands of the Rockets on Christmas Day. On one of the NBA's biggest stages, their flaws were laid bare to the world, and even their head coach has stopped offering excuses. The core issue is straightforward. The Lakers were constructed to be an offensive juggernaut led by the trio of Luka, LeBron, and Reaves, supported by a gritty defense that could lock down when necessary. However, that blueprint has vanished. The defense has plummeted to the bottom of the league, and the offense hasn't been explosive enough to bail them out, particularly with a revolving door of injuries. What looked like a title contender now looks incredibly fragile. The analytics confirm the eye test. The Lakers currently hold a 118.5 defensive rating, ranking them 25th in the league, while their offense remains elite at 117.1, sitting in the top 7. They possess the firepower to outscore anyone in the NBA.
Better than a block. Yes! Yes!
Luka,
timeout!
But when the pressure is on to get a stop, they simply cannot deliver. The terrifying reality is that the gap isn't closing, it's widening into a chasm. In December, the Lakers' defensive efficiency plummeted to 29th in the league. While 4 of their 5 victories were narrow single-digit wins, every one of their 7 losses was a double-digit disaster. There was no safety net and no room for error. When the wheels came off, the crash was immediate. Throughout December, Los Angeles surrendered a staggering 120.3 points per game. Their discipline vanished as well, posting one of the NBA's worst assist-to-turnover ratios at 1.53. Those turnovers were lethal, leading to over 20 opponent points per game. The primary culprit, transition defense. The Lakers gave up 18.3 fast break points per game, another bottom 5 mark. It was a cycle of missed shots, careless handles, and lazy recoveries as teams sprinted right past them. As the defense crumbled, the offense began to lose its edge. Their offensive rating slipped to 115.3, ranking 15th for the month. While that's still respectable, it's no longer elite enough to mask their massive defensive liabilities. This isn't just a good team hitting a rough patch. This is a one-dimensional squad surviving solely on scoring. This imbalance is creating an alarming trend. The Lakers now share the league lead for 20-point losses alongside 4 lottery-bound teams. It's a bizarre stat for a team that only has 11 losses total, but it proves that when they lose, they completely collapse. This has forged a clear identity. They are bullies against the weak, but fragile against the elite. They are 13-3 against teams below .500, but a losing 7-8 against winning teams. Against bottom-tier talent, they look like contenders, but once an opponent matches their physicality, the Lakers fold. Watching them face top-tier competition feels like a predictable rerun. The game slips away, the lead balloons into a blowout, and the opponent's speed makes the Lakers look old and lethargic. This script played out perfectly in their final game of 2025 against the Pistons. Trailing nearly all night, they lost 128-106, their sixth 20-point loss of the season and the fifth against a winning team. You don't need advanced analytics to see the issue. Championship aspirations cannot survive with a defense this porous. Head coach J.J. Redick has made this reality impossible to ignore. In just his second year, Redick has abandoned the traditional young coach playbook of protecting players and using careful corporate speak. He wears his frustration openly, and his post-game brevity speaks volumes. When the Lakers hit their first real losing streak, 3 straight blowouts of at least 15 points, Redick reached his breaking point. He didn't offer the usual cliches about getting back to the lab. Instead, he went straight for the jugular, telling the media, "We don't care enough right now. We don't have it right now." It was a public indictment of the team's effort, and he wasn't finished.
"We don't care enough right now. We don't have it right now." And then he went further.
Guys will say they want to win. The care factor to me is like, do I care enough to actually do what I'm supposed to do and just do it consistently? And that's really what the championship habits are, and that's what we don't have right now.
And he didn't hold back. When asked if the Lakers have enough players capable of defending and giving maximum effort, Redick's answer was blunt: no. He's described his team as being stuck in the mud and has openly questioned their professionalism. This isn't just a coach being dramatic, it's a coach who seems genuinely uncertain if his roster can meet the basic standards he demands. When your head coach admits publicly that his players don't care enough, it's no longer a scheme issue, it's a culture issue. Halftime adjustments won't fix a lack of heart, and that truth is hitting harder in recent games. The Lakers' struggles aren't just about roster construction or injuries. Effort is a massive part of the equation. Honestly, that conversation leads us to the team's 2 biggest stars, LeBron James and Luka Dončić, the uncomfortable reality nobody in LA wants to face. Luka and LeBron are the cornerstones of this franchise, and while pairing 2 superstars carries immense potential, it also brings significant risks. Let's start with LeBron. Since joining the Lakers in 2018, he's been the primary offensive engine. Even after Luka's arrival last season, LeBron remained the heartbeat of the offense. Defensively, he's historically been solid, but this season is different. LeBron's defensive box plus-minus is at -0.4, and the eye test backs up the data. While he can still pull off a signature chase-down block, he looks disengaged on most possessions, and at 41, he often lacks the lateral quickness to stay with younger opponents. Nobody expects him to be a 6-time all-defensive force anymore, but on a team with a bottom-tier defense, no one can afford to coast, and LeBron coasting is hurting them. In his 433 minutes, the Lakers allow 121.9 points per 100 possessions, the worst on the team. This might be manageable if it were just LeBron, but the problem escalates because Luka Dončić is showing the same defensive lapses. Like LeBron, Luka has been largely absent on that end of the floor. As the season progresses, it's clear, this duo can outscore anyone, but they can't stop anyone. Luka's defensive commitment has been questioned repeatedly, and it's not just fan chatter. Hall of Famer Reggie Miller called him out on national TV during the Pistons game for his poor body language and failure to help teammates. When a legend calls you out publicly, you have a problem. This isn't new. Defensive concerns were part of why former Mavs GM Nico Harrison traded him for Anthony Davis last February. Now that issue has followed him to Los Angeles. Together, the main trio of Doncic, LeBron, and Austin Reaves is defensively weak. Last season, in 423 minutes together, they allowed 117.7 points per 100 possessions. In the playoffs against the Wolves, that number was 117.2. This regular season, in 140 minutes together, they are giving up 118.7. With Reaves currently sidelined, the burden falls on Luka and LeBron, and the results are brutal. In 261 minutes with just those two, the Lakers surrender 124 points per 100 possessions. It's clear the Lakers built their roster around 2 offensive geniuses who conserve energy on defense. That might work in the regular season against weak teams, but it fails in a 7-game playoff series against elite competition. To be a threat, they must fix the defense by April. The solution seems simple: trade for athletic two-way players. But here is where it becomes nearly hopeless. Outside of Marcus Smart and Jared Vanderbilt, the Lakers lack serious defenders. Vanderbilt is hitting 40% from deep on low volume, which is vital, but they need more help. Getting that help is difficult because when you pay two players over $50 million each, building a deep roster is nearly impossible. LeBron's $52 million salary acts as a straitjacket, killing flexibility and forcing the team to rely on minimal-level pieces. The Lakers are stuck. They've scouted names like Keon Ellis, Trey Murphy, and Herb Jones, but those assets aren't cheap. The biggest hurdle is the February 5th trade deadline. The Lakers only have one first-round pick, and other teams aren't high on their young talent. Right now, the Lakers might enter the playoffs with a rotation of Luka, Reaves, Hachimura, LeBron, and DeAndre Ayton. That group has only played 85 minutes together, but the numbers are scary. A 123 defensive rating, which is worse than the 30th-ranked Wizards. They simply don't have the personnel to outscore every defensive mistake. If Redick can't find a structure that works, the problem will only fester. The hope is that the new year brings renewed focus. No one expects them to be elite, but maximum effort must be non-negotiable. How the Lakers handle their defense between now and April will determine if they are a dangerous playoff team or headed for another early exit. That's the Lakers in a nutshell: an electrifying offense, a bottom-tier defense, a coach who tells it like it is, and a front office handcuffed by its own contracts. The real question is, did pairing LeBron and Luka set them up for disaster, or can it still click into something special? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and if you enjoyed this one, check out the others on your screen now.